conquered more sectors than us.
Yo. How we doing? We are on Haven. The one actual new map for this season. Stadium isn't here yet, for some reason.
Assault on Bravo 1 begun by our forces.
It's a bot. Hopefully it's not just bots in here. This map itself is actually not bad, I have to say, from what I've played of it so far. Get down hole, please. Oh, damn it. Metagard, how are you, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you had a good weekend and a good start to the week. Bear with me. I should stress out. Or should stress out. I should stress at the start of the stream that I'm not getting my hopes up about the state of Battlefield at all right now, has to be said.
They control more sectors than us. Move to counterattack.
But maybe we might find a few pleasant surprises along the way. So I've heard tell that lots of people are struggling to win on this map, fighting from Alpha to Echo, which is the way that we're going. I've played about a dozen games going in the other direction, and we won all of them. So I can kind of see where that might be a possibility. But we're going to give it a red hot go anyway. West Order. Of course, no one's with me, but, you know, no biggie.
We are attacking Echo 1.
Dynastic Bronze, you don't need to apologize for that, but that's very kind of you to make yourself known. But we're good, thanks. We'll do this all dirty and organic. How many people are actually in here? It's nearly a full lobby. This new map only exists on the 64-player version. It just feels like they've pretty much given up on 128 already. And Stadium, for some reason, is not appearing until the mid-season update. I have absolutely no idea why that would need to be the case. Not a clue. But here we are. This helicopter doesn't like me for some reason. Oh my god, stop skipping.
Is noticeably down.
So I did test this game off air, like I said I would, a week or two ago, to sort of get a test to see where it's at. First game I had, there was a hacker on the other side. 108 headshot kills. How good is that? Some reason try and get a win
We're with you, squad leader.
for the Russian side, ironically. Quietly check to see if he's friendly by shooting at him.
Sector Alpha. We don't control enough sectors. Secure those objectives.
I'm running the last season's weapon. I was trying to see whether or not how good it was. I'm going to go back to the M503 at some point because that's what I always use to test stuff.
Clear that objective.
Watching your progress.
But so far the comments have been saying it's impossible to win as the Russians. Filth. I've seen lots of people complaining about the visual recoil. I've not noticed it a great deal. Or it feels pretty negligible. They did say that they wanted the weapons to feel more powerful and impactful and more connected and all that kind of stuff. I don't know that they've achieved that, because it still feels a little bit soft and floaty in general, to be honest. God damn it. Nearly had him. Don't really know with this weapon whether or not it's capable of stuff like that either yet, because I haven't used it enough. It's getting decent shots on. Headshot multipliers have changed. So what quite often happens apparently is that people lose...
50%.
The Russians, or sorry, the US side loses everything. And then they can only hold Alpha.
Bravo.
Interesting. Let's switch this up. Let's see if we can get out to Delta.
We're rooting for you.
Now that I've had a decent chunk of time away from this game, I was mentioning this to Green earlier, I've got more of a... It feels like a bunch of very fresh grads working on somebody else's project. The way I likened it was... Some 12-year-old got the keys to somebody else's car. Oh, damn. Green, how are you, bud? Long time no see. Like ages. Nearly an hour. Trying to understand exactly what it is that's causing the problem on this map, though, if it is actually imbalanced. Like this. This is what normally happens. So everybody gets pushed back to Alpha, and then US side can't break free from that for some reason. I guess we try... Bravo next.
Objective marked.
Keep us updated.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, look at this score. Like, it's really odd. I got all the way through to capping Echo as well earlier. And you just don't know whether it's just because you got bad team composition, quite honestly. Seen some very odd things.
One down. Fire reloading.
Very odd things. So there's no the new stadium map isn't up yet. That's going to be a season 7 update. There's new weapons that haven't been released yet because that's going to be the mid-season update. Because how long did we have between seasons for this? I can't even remember. It's a very long extended gap. Miss Stroll, how are you? Real question, is it truly Battlefield again? No. No. Very definitely not. Help! Maker, how are you, bud? Very good to see you, man. What's the, so I've played this maybe 3 or 4 times. Played it a couple of times before the update, and I played it a couple of times before stream today as well. The big weapon rework and vehicle rebalances, I don't know that they've really done very much. Miss John, also saw your message and I appreciate you taking time to send it to me. It's apparently on some sort of personal communications channel. I've yet to find out what page that is.
We must take our losses and retreat while we still
Go to... I had to do it. So bear with us, chat. Sorry, bear with me. Just for the benefit of Miss Stroll. I had to do it on an old Battlefield video. Imagine. That's the only way I could figure out how to reach out. So I hope you can find it that way. Maker currently farming a Nightfall and testing a build. How are you? Doing alright, man. Doing alright. I'm doing alright. Can't believe I'm playing Battlefield 2042 again, but here we are. We said we'd keep tabs on it, and we said we'd test it out. That's what we're doing. To be honest, like, I'm not hating it. I've had fun moments in the few bits that I've played again. But it just feels like it's not really gone anywhere. Doesn't feel like any significant improvements have happened. They've made the best they can of a token gesture of a battlefield, if that's not too harsh. Mistral, you're very welcome. I just hope some of it helps somehow. But anytime.
Ready.
Like, there's just a lot of AAA games. I've got Maker playing Destiny. I know we always talk about them. But there's a lot of AAA games which are just really not pulling their weight at the moment anymore, sadly. There was a massive delay between Season 6 and Season 7 for this, because I didn't even know if they were going to do a Season 7. And then they've got Season 7, which is what we're playing right now. But then it's only really kind of half of Season 7.
Ready up.
And then when they said maps, what they really meant was one new map and one part of an old map that they've redesigned, which is Stadium. And they've decided that the best thing to do with that is to leave it till the mid-season update. I don't...
This water source is irreplaceable. Without it, we can lose our foothold in the entire...
I don't understand the rationale by what's going on with EA in general, I should stress, not DICE. I feel like the people that are at DICE right now are really just some poor, unfortunate, and very new devs that have been left to try and figure out somebody else's mess. The long and the short of it. Right, we're on this side again. Try and win it again.
Good luck, squad leader.
Requesting instructions.
So as far as I know, no one's won it from this side of the map yet.
Are advancing on Alpha 1. The hostiles just secured Sector Echo.
I think part of it has got to do with the amount of vehicle coverage they can get over on left side of Bravo, but we'll see. The big weapon vehicle rebalancing, all that kind of stuff. I know some people have said they're hating it at the moment. Like, it looks pretty odd there.
Hostile tank east.
Sector Charlie is ours.
Fighting orders.
We are hitting Bravo 1.
But we are in desperate need of good multiplayer PvP, and it is in very short supply at the moment. Very, very, very short supply. It is causing me no end of frustration. Good man.
We're with you, squad leader.
I need to reload.
I was running the AC-42 quite a lot recently just to get this weapon that I'm using right now, which is the VHX D3. I have no idea what this is based on. It's a bullpup. So I'm guessing like a TAR 21, maybe? I don't know. Oh, must be entertaining. I'm on the enemy tank. The hell we can go for this for? So you can destroy quite a lot of the buildings, which is good. Like the overall map layout aside, it's actually probably one of the better maps they've done for 2042, I have to say. But could be horrendously imbalanced. Bear with me, chat. My guess is that they will do seasons until the next installment is released in 2025. Still say the problem isn't across the board misfocus on spreadsheet-based boardroom styles management. We are discussing this so much at the moment, but it's just kind of letting bean counters decide the directions of games based on how much money they would like to earn is just fundamentally the wrong way to go. And that's what we're seeing happen in so many different aspects. Oh, please go down. Please go. Yep. So we got, just to give you what the reason we were having sort of an extra discussion about it today was that basically the
We'll monitor you from here.
Sony are pretty much just gutting Bungie at the moment, which is just really freaking painful. I know we also seem to talk a disproportionate amount about Destiny, but Destiny occupies like a disproportionate space in gaming in general. There's no other game quite like it. And there's definitely no other game quite like it that has survived for the length it has. But they've shifted out a whole bunch of management at Bungie that they didn't like the direction they were taking. Marathon is already shifting towards live service, hero shooter mechanics, all the stuff that we've seen people make mistakes with everywhere else. It's gross. Let's see if we can hold
Bravo is under our control.
Charlie 1
Putting a dent in their reserves. Keep it up.
somewhere. Is a person.
Initiative is ours. We've secured more sectors than them.
Really kind of want to win from this side of the map, just for the sake of proving or disproving the point, I guess. Oh, that's an enemy tank. That... Oops. Mistral, that's the new Croatian bullpup you're carrying. It's a relatively recent design that garnered decent improving attention when its semi-auto variant was first released to the US civilian market. How recent are we talking? Like in the last year, last decade? Our squad lead's been pretty good, which is encouraging. I mean, so this weapon was sorry. This weapon was last season's new assault rifle. And that helicopter pilot's drunk.
One of our team is down! Go down, Nico! Okay now!
So the small arms fire doing vehicle damage on the Little Bird is new to last season, but was a decent touch.
Medic! Medic!
Skip, skip, skip. Shit. It's an alpha.
Helicopter, 170 meters.
I feel, I don't know, the imbalance that people are complaining about may just be a lack of map time. You've always got to let the various tactics and strategies iterate themselves out a little bit. Miss Stroll, the prime example I can think of about why the bean counters should never be allowed to make decisions. Emphasis on never, I agree. Over the actual engineers is a Mercedes-Benz lineup in the 1990s. They were terribly received. Just, there's so many examples. I mean, that's one of just very, very many. But yeah, it got so bad there was basically an internal revolt to put the engineers back in charge of design decision to save the company, and it worked. All other co-operators should learn from that reversal. You have a really good foundation to make money from, like a lot of money from a game,
Bravo 1.
if you focus on making a good game first. We have got prime examples of that right now with Power World and Helldivers 2. Like, whether or not you're a fan of those games or not, the people that are rate those games highly, and like with good reason as well. And they are relatively small independent games, by and large. And everybody's trying to replicate live service models from PUBG, Fortnite, I guess even CSGO to an extent, but I mean all that kind of stuff. They want to milk it to the last drop.
Tango down! Reloading weapon!
Okay.
Delta has been taken by the enemy.
Multiple tangos identified.
Spotted an enemy.
Reason Alpha 1.
Move out!
Don't stop them. They'll take every sector.
We good? Michelle, it's my go-to example because as a people mover, failure is not an option, and they did experience a great return to success after their course correction, which proves the point. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then it's just... Battlefield is now in this weird spot where it's just sort of vaguely clinging on to life.
Appreciated.
I still maintain that we just need new... fresh new blood in terms of actual games. And like for people willing to invest not only time but also money into it. Off. NTW50, my favourite.
Defend the appreciated.
Meta Guide, have you heard of my new Lord and Saviour, Helldivers 2? Yeah, 100%.
Hostile chopper.
Honestly, if we could get access to persistent servers for Power World, we'd be playing that on the stream a hell of a whole lot right now. It's very different to this, obviously, but it's just a very good game. we need to get control of something.
Start heading to the marker.
Don't you try and update my graphics driver whilst I'm playing. Sorry, I'm getting messages flashing up. Speaking of trend following games, have you heard of what's going on with X Defiant? Okay. No one likes me, I get it. What's going on here? Jesus. Speaking of trend-following games, have you heard what's going on with X Defiant? It seems they plan to release it sometime this year, but delayed it back at least the next quarter, whenever that is. No, I just know that they failed. So they were planning on releasing it in final quarter of last year, and they were absolutely certain they were going to beat the finals to the punch. That was their whole thing. And then the game build that they sent for testing at PlayStation and Xbox failed, and now they're going back through the testing phase, and it's due out second or third quarter of this year, they said. But it that's an odd one as well. Christ.
You need to move. Friendly wounded. Steady, I have got you.
X Defiant is a really weird one as well. It's just, I mean, X Defiant is a whole bunch of not old, but Call of Duty devs building that game, and it's fun to play, and it's generally pretty good. But again, that's not leaning into hero shooter mechanics so much as just pure gadget mechanics. Like, whatever build you play on that, you've got like characters that can go invisible, characters that have got bubble shields. So it's a different take on similar things that we're seeing in the finals already. And I don't know that necessarily people want more of that. I don't know. TTK is a lot more playable, I would say, in X Defiant. I feel like it'll attract bigger audiences from that perspective. Thank you. Let's cover off this angle, if possible. Okay, get up. Okay. Nope. No one to revive.
Our forces are on one. We now have full control of Sector Delta. Do not stop until the objective is ours. Good luck, squad leader. The enemy strategy is working.
But again, like, X Defiant is definitely a game I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely going to give it a go. It's just there's nobody out there seems there's like, for some reason there's a weird gap emerging where no one's just developing a pure shooter anymore. You've got like one game I'm really looking forward to, but it's probably going to be out of our reach until we're properly gaming on PC, for example, but is Grey Zone Warfare, which looks fantastic. But that's at the extreme end. That's a pure milsim. You know, we need somebody else sitting in the Battlefield and COD space giving them a hard time. And then we've got Delta Force coming along.
Our forces are almost defeated.
And then the problem with Delta Force is the same thing that we're having a problem with potentially with X-Defiant, which is it's all gadget mechanics. Like hyperspeed and shit like that. Very odd.
I got you!
Oh. Didn't mean to stab at the air.
Sector Bravo has been secured.
Things are looking up, troops. We control more sectors from the hostiles.
Our troops are engaging at Charlie 1.
Occupied Sector Charlie.
Something to do with the score weighting as well, maybe. That was the best attempt yet.
Retreat. Battle's lost. We don't need any more losses today.
Helldivers 2 is having weird things going on with its community and balance, which I can't understand for the life of me. But they seem to be suffering from their own success primarily. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Are you talking about the thing like where people are kicking people for not running the meta builds? And stuff like that? I don't know, like, I just think that's a... that speaks to a larger problem of society as a whole failing to be decent to each other in general. I feel like it's definitely an overlooked area in gaming, but also just in life in general. I mean, the main thing with Helldivers 2 is it's just fun at its core. Everything else can be worked on later.
Ready. Auf geht's.
Like, fundamentally, it's fun. And it's the same thing with Powerworld, is that fundamentally it's fun. It's a fun place to be. And a fun place to play. I like the base game, but they really laid on the satire thick, which I disapprove of narrative-wise when depicting fights for survival. Especially across the whole society, let alone a species. Yeah, it's a very dystopian take on the thing. I don't mind that so much necessarily.
Let's get to it.
Like, in fact, I probably appreciate that more rather than the paper-thin seriousness that this game takes itself.
Valuable supplies of lithium are being mined out of the area and exported north. Land close and establish a front. Then force the Americans out.
We'll do one more on this, and then I'll switch over to the rotational stuff. It's a shame. We nearly had it then as well. That was the best game I've had come from the other side, but we still lost it. You mean to switch the M5A3 as well?
They've secured all of Alpha Sector.
It's like the other thing you realize when you're... Shit. like I feel like the fundamental weapon design in this game and fundamental build is just, it's not been updated or modernized. I feel like they ripped it straight off Battlefield 3 and 4, not Battlefield 1 and 5. Because despite all the issues that people had with 1 and 5, one thing they did really well was the gunplay, the animation, the feel of the physics of the whole thing was really good. Just feels soft and disconnected still.
Threat marked! Around 50 meters from my position! Target neutralized! Reloading!
Damn it.
Атаку Delta One initiated by Alpha.
So, I mean, the ranged fights feel a bit more genuine. Can't just completely beam people across the map. I don't mind that necessarily. Like, I feel like that's better. That's how it should be.
Requesting medical aid!
Let's skip. See how different things are now for hey, like one of the things I really appreciate about Grey Zone Warfare is that there is no weapon grind or attachment grind per se. It's like if you have an attachment, the attachment is available for all weapons. And then if you have a weapon, you have the base of all the changes you need for refitting it, whichever way you want.
I'm down! Need assistance! We take that objective!
Call if you need us.
Threat! Located!
That was weird. It's like my freaking gun jammed. Yeah,
Threat eliminated!
still pretty good.
Threat is down! Hacking the wounded!
Tango on my mark, around 60 meters from my position.
Mistral, all of that, plus when the undesirables plaguing modern society gloom onto the setting positively, the studio refuses to say civil rights good, fictional dystopia is bad, emboldening them all the more. Oh, well, yeah. Like, if people can't see it for what it is, I'd like it, but I just... I've seen videos recently where people are being stopped in the street and they can't answer the question, what is 2 plus 3? Brian Cox said it first. Stupidity will kill us all. Nothing else.
One of our objectives is under attack.
Do not let them take the objective.
They are monitoring your progress.
What am I looking at?
Spotted an enemy drone, 150 meters away.
Secure the objective!
Alerting the commander.
Ow.
Need assistance!
The hostiles have spent half their resources.
But like, we're desperate for new games right now, quite honestly, is the other thing. Like, it's always interesting and fun to go back and play some of these games sometimes.
Defend here!
Updating technical status.
He's got a beacon down somewhere, surely. Fuck. Undesirables, I mean the sort who upon hearing a teammate thank his husband for bringing a drink, for example, would then send an ornament of friendly fire or kicking the poor dude. Yeah. But, I mean, that's like, it's like, people shouldn't be enabled in any way, shape or form to get away with shit like that. So we always had a very loose rule that if it was something that you wouldn't say to someone's face when you're out of the pub, shit, then, you don't say it here either. It was that simple. Kind of goes back to my thing about, like, we've been talking about cheating again as well, for example. So we've had a couple of instances playing the finals where we found cheaters. The very first game of this that I played, getting back to test this in preparation for this stream, there was a hacker in there who had like 108 kills, right? Headshots, 108 headshots. Totally legit, obviously. He was just that good. Oh, I can kind of see it now. Echo's a lot easier to protect. Sorry, just kind of spotting that. I need to offset alpha more. They need to go after the companies that are doing the cheating. Sorry, that are producing the cheats, right? That's for definite. We can all agree on that. Like, I've seen discussions and I'm starting to feel the same way that if you cheat, or if you're toxic, or if you're just a fucking hateful person, there should be some real world fucking consequences. Because how else do you stop it? Right? And it's like all of these things add up. Every single bit adds up.
Begin your attack on that objective.
Stay safe, squad leader.
Where's his ping?
Marking danger. I'm not far.
Good shoots.
You're moving off the map. Turn around.
This, like...
Our troops are advancing on Alpha 1.
Like, by the time stuff like that is an obvious problem, it's too late.
Hostile control echo sector.
Hostiles are controlling this map. They have more sectors.
Oh my god. Sally, I've seen so many comments all over YouTube expressing that sort of sentiment that I'm starting to wonder if it's a real problem. It's convinced me political statements of decency are necessary. Yeah. I mean, it's just a question of accountability. But if you're, if you're communicating to people in whatever shape or form,
Delta sector.
you're always communicating something that you need to be held responsible for. So, like, it's the win at all costs argument
I'm reloading.
that I've had to discuss with people a few times. Winning is great, but if it means you have to cheat and screw over your friends or do whatever to do it, it's not worth it.
Took one down.
It's not just what you do, it's how you do it.
You're trying to help me.
Staging a late fight back as well.
We have taken Charlie sector. We have been cornered.
Good man.
Help. Ammo. Here. Hostile. Fred, sighted. Wir kommen näher, Leute. You'll be okay. Tango down.
Oh my god. Michelle, nothing beyond a boilerplate press release, but even that much sets the right tone, given how easily that particular crowd seems to get the Nixon and twist and buzz off, leaving others to enjoy. Yeah. The world needs more compassion, kindness, consideration. Just in general, full stop. And the flip side of that is that the world needs more accountability. People need to fuck around, then they definitely need to find out. Sure, I didn't used to think that way because I was afraid it might have the much feared chilling effect, but the marked increase in inanity this decade alone has convinced me some standards are needed. Yeah, I guess, like, but the joke is going over people's heads, right? People don't understand that certain things are not meant to be taken seriously. Metaguide, I haven't seen any issues with the Helldivers 2 community, and sadly the satire of the game is less comical than the US Space Force. Yeah. Yeah.
We take bad objective.
Good luck to your squad.
Ow.
Alright, he's in Charlie 1.
Danger sighted.
Good shit, medic.
One down.
That was weird. I was just trying to reload, not go down the stairs.
They're abandoning the fight. We've won this.
M5 still feels good to go. I mean, we're still early days with Helldivers 2 as well. It's typically that kind of game or setting. There's always a point of realization, either a character or a story event, something like that. I'm willing to give it time, especially if I could play it. Charles, I get the satire, I just don't like it in such story settings as a personal preference. I'd love a story where the player faction is anywhere between a principal good to a circumstantial good. Yeah, I agree.
Let's get started.
I agree. And like it's like the joke's a little bit one note after a good long while anyway. But that's where like for me the gameplay is the main thing on Helldivers 2 as well, so oh. Metaguide, and until the hacker problem is taken seriously, I'm not even going to bother with any competitive FPS games. Shit, can't blame you, man. Cannot blame you.
The U.S. has been assisting.
They're like, I cannot take any PvP seriously at the moment at all.
BBC caught wind of it. This water source is irreplaceable. Without it, we can lose our foothold in the entire country.
First game, 108 headshots, and this guy was hitting 300-meter headshots at will. Totally legit. What's the guy? Got a lot of time for him. He's really cool. Grandpa Gaming just did a thing where he looked at the #1 player on this at the moment, and it's like number of kills averaged per game. He worked out that if he had to legitimately have taken the top spot for #1 kills of all time, he would have had to have got 925 kills average per game.
The enemy has been effective. They now control more sectors
Like,
than us.
and that's not including the AI. It's like the lengths people will go to soothe an ego.
Let them take the objective.
Good luck, squad
Right.
leader.
Want to try and win from this side.
Starting the treatment. Begin your attack on that objective.
Careful out there.
Enemy soldier!
No. We've seen it in Warzone, seen it in just every variant of COD that we've played, pretty much. We've seen it in Fortnite, we've seen it in Apex, we've seen it in just name an FPS, I mean, we've seen it. PvP. Like, if you really want to eliminate cheating as an overriding problem, you go after the people that are buying the cheats.
We now have full control of Sector Delta. Almost every sector is under our control. Keep it that way.
I'll get out of combat.
No, reloading!
Hostiles control Sector Alpha.
Friendly, targeting Alpha 1.
Watching your progress.
Metaguide, as far as I'm concerned, FPS games can just be a thing of the past. Feel like we're almost there. Like, no word of a lie. Just out of curiosity, because we'd never played it before. Green and I started playing Conan Exiles recently from Funcom. And just purely because we were preparing for
The strength is down by a quarter.
Dune Awakening, we wanted to understand what their sort of design philosophy was on a few things and stuff like that. And we haven't stopped playing it. It's a really good game. It's old, it's a bit dated in many ways, but it's just really good. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Defend this point!
Keep you informed.
But it's not a first-person shooter, and I miss, like, taking a nice big break from this helps a lot. It helps forgive a lot of the jank, and believe me, there is still a lot of jank.
We're executing. Holding sectors.
But like, there's an entire genre of gaming which has been dominant for best part of a decade at least, if not more. And it's just fallen on the wrong side of greed and lazy game design. Okay. Charles agreed. I just want a story where I can throw myself into the struggle earnestly without narrative undermining that isn't set during historical World War II, which seems to be the only exempt one in the West.
Take a casualty! Yeah, ammo! Infantry troops!
Let's try and go for the whole hog, shall we?
Position. Clear that objective.
Good luck, squad leader.
The only way to check that they're friendly or not is to just shoot them. See? He was not friendly.
Mark, on your position.
I was trying to use my light dash then. It wasn't working.
They're down to half strength.
Like, Grey Zone Warfare looks great. Like, genuinely looks amazing. Very grounded storyline. Modern day weapons, modern day operators, modern day look.
The enemy has
Hardcore
captured
mill
Sector
sim though.
Delta.
Which is fine, but I mean, that's...
Our forces are moving to attack Echo 1.
Threat located 110 meters!
Shit. No. I need Delta 1 before we do anything else.
Strike that objective!
We're with you, squad leader.
Battlefront 2017 is pretty fun now. Are you talking the, Oh yeah, we had the... Yeah, okay. The EA Star Wars Battlefront modern day versions. I was tempted to have a look at that because of you bringing that up, actually. God damn it. This depends on whether or not we can find active lobbies, but I'll look. I'll look. Miss Joel, for me, gaming in general, including FPS games, started out as single-player and friend circle co-op head-to-head multiplayer experiences. So I still see that as the primary focus for me, at least. Yeah.
Just secured Sector Echo. We've secured nearly every sector. Do not get the Russians.
It's like
a chance
everybody
take
wants
them back.
to... There are so many people now that have become popular and successful through playing first-person shooter games and doing amazing things. First-person shooter games. I still watch and follow people that I've admired the way they play for ages and stuff like that. But there is a thing where I think people have gotten around to the idea that you play for personal glory, and that's it. That's why you play games. First reason you should play games is for fun. Just is one thing. And then if you're a horrible, spoiled, toxic little fuckhead along the way, you should not be allowed to play that game anymore. If you can't play nicely, don't play.
Allied control. Taking every sector and fine work. Someone help me out!
I can help.
Oh, why'd you skip? Shot in the back. Maker, I will have a look at Battlefront 2. We can definitely do that for an AIG session one day. Michelle, I mean, I get why the funding scenario of the modern rules-based order is a touchy subject, but I don't see why seemingly everything else historical or fictional has to be subverted these days.
They've nearly exhausted their resources.
Yeah.
Russians are retreating. Spectacular work out there.
So one of the things I really like about Hell Let Loose is that you play if you watch or play Hell Let Loose, and if you've got any understanding of real world events or wait, did we win that? God came second. We did win that. We did win that. Myth busted. Myth busted. So, in the spirit of being non-toxic, I'm just going to say to all the people that haven't won a game from the US side on that map yet, get good. I don't mean it. It's a joke. I don't mean it. Jesus. I was saying about Hell Let Loose. The thing I really like about Hell Let Loose, amongst many other things, is that in game form, at least right now, I would say it's probably the closest thing you can get to realizing how fucking brutal and awful war is in general, but especially World War II. There's no need to treat adult subjects with kid gloves. Even if it isn't a game. I'll tell you one thing I was tempted to do is if, because there was a danger that 2042 on the Xbox was not going to be working today. I was toying with the idea of just going through the Battlefield 3 campaign. But just the level of immersion in that campaign alone was just freaking excellent. If we could still get multiplayer games on that as well, I'd be playing it. Trust me. Just want to see... Just want to see what the lobbies are like for 128 quickly. Metaguide, I just refuse to feed the corporations my money. If they refuse to take issues seriously, then in my opinion, the developers themselves are the ones selling the hacks. Yeah, or at least be upfront about it, right? It's part of the frustration for this season is, like they said, you're getting new maps, you're getting this, and you're getting that, and you're getting the other. And it's like, oh, you're actually... We know that it's been really delayed, and it's been taking ages, but we've given you one new map. Not maps, one new map. We've redesigned some assets. And the other stuff isn't ready or balanced yet. We've made massive changes to weapons and vehicles that really aren't very impactful at all. It's like acknowledge your audience, acknowledge the, like, give people the decency of being treated like fucking people. I'm still, like, Marcus later, God bless him, just came out and said, I've got nothing good to say about EA. I applaud that sentiment. Just so much. For actually just outright saying it, when you know so many people are just fucking thinking it.
Threat located! Target neutralized! Success! One down!
Ow.
Charlie sector secure.
But going back to your point, Metaguide, I mean, that was a big part of what broke me with COD. Like, so many games that were left unfinished and unfixed and unbroken and issues unacknowledged and unaddressed. And then it's like, oh, by the way, get ready to buy the next one. Hackers, broken game mechanics, bad servers, bad and not just COD, that's like happening in so many games right now. Multiplayer PvP is being absolutely milked for all it's worth and destroyed along the way. We're gonna play, we might as well PTFO, right?
Regroup from my power marker!
Miss Charles, Battlefront 2 has been unchanged since this game sucked up its development team. Yep. But it's good enough. The Classic Collection, on the other hand, is an absolute failure on launch. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to be touching the relaunch for the Classic version, sadly. Didn't they find out that they were using some modder teams mods as well when they said they weren't going to? It's kind of gross. Sure, I played a lot of war games when I was younger that took their subject matter appropriately seriously without this modern trend of a surprise you're not actually the good guys, and I want that again. Well, yeah.
Bravo sector has been conquered by the enemy. Status report. Everything's going as planned. Securing objectives.
Like, if I think about the games where I can... I made a boo-boo! Made a big boo-boo. Don't take on snipers with the assault rifle at that range. Like, people should play games for whatever reason they want, right? And if all they want is a casual game, and they don't really want to have to think about anything or feel anything, or, you know, they just want to have a little power fantasy or stroke their ego or whatever the fuck it is of an evening, all power to them, go for it. But games can be so much more than that, and we've proven that time and time again, right? So just in the same way that you can get really bad soap operas, you get, you know, great films. I don't know, Saving Private Ryan, Shawshank Redemption, Dune 2 is freaking amazing. Denis Villeneuve is just incredible. Oppenheimer. Same goes for games, and they should be treated as such. Same goes for comic books. Some comics are written for kids, some comics are written for adults. Not all video games need to be made for kids because they might spend a shitload of money on skins.
Enemy has lost some resources, but this battle is far from over. We are securing objective Bravo 2. We have captured all of Echo Sector. Nearly every sector is under our control.
I still fundamentally maintain that people have a flawed understanding of how games... God, did you see that potato shoot? Of how games make money, and how games are popular, and how games are successful. Mr. R, yes, they did. Exact file matching discovered it, which is the same problem Power World had with a handful of its creatures, ironically enough. Yeah, that's not good. Can't condone that. The best you can hope for is that they actually licensed it properly. I'm guessing we might be seeing the same thing with Delta Force, but they did actually work on COD Mobile, so got a feeling they'll be fine. But if people are just straight up ripping off other people's assets and stuff like that, that's not on. That's not cool. Matt God, I'm also just kind of done with the legacy AAA corporations as well. I'm going to do my best to avoid them at all cost. Well, I don't know that they're necessarily making it difficult for us in that regard. Like, they want to shoot themselves in the foot as much as anything.
US forces have captured Delta Sector.
Shit.
Держитесь от меня подальше!
And it's weird, I don't mind, like, there's, like, people should be able to make money, especially, like, developing games is hard. It's a lot of freaking hard work.
Secured Alpha Sector.
But, well, again, it goes back to the point I was making earlier on. It's not just what, it's not solely what you do, it's how you do it. I'll give you an example. We'll go back to Destiny, for example, right? So far, there are only a few of us that I know of that have bought every DLC for that game and have played it one way or another, year in, year out. Maybe not constantly, but we always end up back there. But imagine they had their skins selling for like $1 a piece. I would have bought every skin. They would have made so much more money. Right? And that's like a non-greedy, air quotes, way of making a shitload of money and winning good favor. Like, everyone agrees it's fair to pay for goods and services, right? That's a standard. I think when people realize that they're just being milked for no good reason, that's when you get a lot of bad blood.
Friendly forces targeting Alpha 1.
God damn it. I'll clamber up there.
We're halfway to victory. Continue to fight.
Problem with modern games seems to be those who seek out that dopamine hit of personal wins to the exclusion and detriment of everything and everyone else, especially team-centered objective play. Yeah. It's just a fundamental different approach and Like, it makes me feel old-fashioned. I'm being honest. Like, it's really nice finding a lot more like-minded people in, like, Hell Let Loose, where people are focusing on the task at hand and the fact that they're there for the team first and nothing else. Like, it's not even about your squad or yourself. It's about the team. It's about winning that battle, right? But the reason that mentality was important during World War II was because otherwise we'd all be speaking German. Just can't believe I'm having to fucking explain that, but... But it's a very true statement, Mr. O. Well put. It's not like that all the time, but it's just there's... There are... Like I went down a rabbit hole of reading patents that have been produced for 4 games, 4 first-person shooters... like part of the algorithm they use for building slot machines, right, in casinos is is built into the game engines of Battlefield and COD.
Our troops have command of Alpha Sector. We are in control of nearly all sectors.
That's not a good thing.
Threat marked! Around 60 meters from us! Trouble! Friendly down!
I don't like that they abandoned the 128 mode on this.
Hostile down!
U.S. troops assaulting one of our objectives.
Michelle, no, that's the same feeling of frustration I was trying to express earlier. Basically, can we all just get on mission to survive now and into the future, please? Yeah. Yeah. It's a generational thing as much as anything, sadly, I think. It's like human kryptonite.
Spotted the hostile! 110 meters away!
Bravo Sector is now ours.
That was weird. Flipping into shit. This game feels like there's no weight or substance to it, and I mean that in more ways than one. help tank out. That's not cool. That's really bad timing.
They're down to their last.
Threat located! Ah!
The enemy is contesting Echo 2.
Friendly wounded! Be alert!
Why do people not wait to be revived? What's going on? Ow. Get that.
American forces are retreating. Mission successful.
Decent sized lobbies. Like, it's definitely caught people's interest that the game's coming back. For a new season. Like, they've got to go above and beyond on the next Battlefield game. Like, it's got to be the best game out. No questions asked. If they want any chance of maintaining relevance as a franchise, that's what they need to do. So you don't hear about any of these problems in Armory Forge, for example, which targets exactly right post-Vietnam to pre-GWOT. Hang on, GWOT era to scratch my historical milsim itch. I just feel like there's fertile ground from one extreme to the other. Hell Let Loose is sort of scratching the milsim itch at the moment.
Ready. Auf geht's.
And then you've got like finals and probably X Defiant will tickle the more arcadey side of it. And then it's the bit in the middle which should be dominated by Battlefield and COD right now, which is open for competition, I would say. And then this, the rematch making. I'm gonna go to the 64 player lobbies, just see if we can get some games rotating through that way.
Let's get started.
Oh yeah, GWC Global War on Terrorism. Yeah. I mean, the best way to stop people from repeating the same mistakes is to show them how fucked up it was in the first place.
We're attempting to take Bravo 2.
Regroup on my far marker.
This populated. Decent sized lobbies, which is... it's good. Ow.
Need medical assistance.
And I've been getting revived as well. Also good.
Yes. Thank you.
Like in pretty much every game.
Our troops are assaulting
Very
Bravo 1.
pleasantly. The other thing with that though is that Falk is just basically the strongest character going.
One down. We take that objective.
Watching your position.
Charles, the invention of the game of chess is a great story that everyone would do well to learn from in all of that, in all of its aspects. The
Allies are assaulting Bravo 1.
greedy, getting greedy and stupid, bad mistakes.
Alpha sector has fallen to our enemy.
American forces will take every sector if they are not stopped.
Oh, before I forget, that creation bullpup did come out in the last decade, as far as I can recall.
Charlie 2 under attack. We are assaulting Charlie 2.
I don't know that I want to be going out this way, to be honest. Is that the right? Is that the right name for it though? The VXH D3 or whatever it's called.
Our troops have taken an objective. Objective secure. Charlie sector under control.
Strike that objective.
Keep us informed.
Oh, squad mates doing squad things.
I've got you. Hold on.
Still getting hit from the top of Alpha 1. That's awesome.
One down.
Our forces are at half strength.
The only thing I can see right now with the recoil changing this is that you definitely have to tap fire, or you have to be more careful about tap firing than you had to before, which wasn't a lot, and it's still not a lot now. It's a bit more. It's nowhere near what it used to be. Thank you.
Charlie don't need attention.
Thank you for that, Miss Joel. Appreciate that. Really like to not be shot in the back.
We've been routed. Bravo sector is under U.S. control. Our troops have lost an objective.
The enemy holds the majority of sectors.
Quick boost! Pick up ammo!
We have captured an objective.
I need to reload!
Crap. I'm wondering if the recoil on mouse and keyboard is worse though, because I've seen so many people complaining about it.
We have control of Charlie sector.
Oh crap!
Hand a grenade! Front is hit! Reloading!
We are attempting to take Bravo 2.
Oh god, that was horrible. That was just terrible. That was all me.
Just a friendly!
That was shocking. First problem with hacks is that they're usually written and sold by parties both technically and criminally savvy, making them hard to track down and suppress from an enforcement perspective. Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. It's that side of it which I keep saying it over and over, but I can definitely see a time where which has its own set of dangers as well, but I can definitely see a time where all of our digital presence, if you like, will be traceable back to our physical presence. Like, you won't be able to sign up without, for a Gmail account, for example, without a passport or a biometric print or something ridiculous. And even as hard as it may be,
Cancel that!
okay, just hold it together.
Hold on! I can help!
When they do find them,
Attack!
they should prosecute, and then if they're underage, then they should prosecute the parents.
One of our objectives is no longer secure.
Like, it's got to be some real world deterrence as well, because it's been it does have real world consequences.
Charlie 2.
Oh, right on the stairs, idiot. Second problem is inherent vulnerabilities in modern open and widely accessible code bases, which offer great benefits to development, but also to exploitation. Yeah. But in a way, I would say that strengthens the need for harsher deterrence. We are getting bitch slapped. I don't know what this guy's doing over here. Absolutely fucking nothing useful.
Cross to the backup! Awaiting orders!
Third problem is that corporations don't seem to find any profit motive in dealing with them, so they just go ignored. I got served a targeted ad for CSGO hacks on a CS video by Google on YouTube. Yeah, like, that's not cool at all. Jesus. Like, hacks in general are always going to exist one way or another.
Our resources are almost completely spent. They've captured all of Charlie sector. All sectors under American control. We must retake
Huh?
the objectives.
That felt weird. What is this? Can't believe we're getting spawn trapped on this goddamn map.
Our defeat is inevitable here, but we can endure this loss.
Like, YouTube has been behaving completely erratically like the past month or two already. Not just on the ads front as well, but that was a horrible round. I don't have a better one.
Maria Falk reporting for duty.
All of that combined leads me to agree with Metaguy that public competitive gaming just isn't worth it for the foreseeable future. Like I said, friendless and community servers will be the way to go. Yeah. I mean, I think there's like I generally think that's a very
Let's make every move
like I
count.
feel like we're seeing the decline of it already.
Thanks for answering the call, Notepads. We have a high priority mission for you in Chile. The U.S. has been assisting
Interesting.
local militias in keeping clean
See if we can
water
do this
flowing
again.
throughout the Atacama Desert, but the TPC caught wind of it. This water source is irreplaceable. Without it, we can lose our foothold in the entire country. Join our forces on the ground and destroy the coalition's offense.
What's the I'm ruminating. The like I still firmly believe that a game should be fun and engaging and challenging and thought-provoking and all that kind of stuff as well.
Enemy forces control
But
Sector Echo.
there seems to be some unwritten rule that's developed lately that it has to that being a rewarding game is a game that like feeds your ego. And I don't know that that's necessarily true. Like, one of the reasons we fell in love with Battlefield so much is the, like, vast quantity of friends that used to play this game and now no longer talk to me. But was that we did it in a sort of fundamental for the benefit of all of us. Right? That's how we got so good at Battlefield. Like the 2 or 3 clans we ran in various versions for Battlefield were dominant clans. And it always used to be about backing each other up and PTFO and playing the, you know, playing for the win, playing for the team. Everything else comes second. It's like you could have a terrible KD at the end of it, but then it'd be like, oh, did you see all those tanks that I took out? You know, whatever it is, right?
Our forces just secured Sector Delta.
And the amount of time, like, you know for a fact that people are influenced and psychologically affected by everything and anything they do. And with the amount of time and money and energy spent on gaming, to think that that's a one-way street of influence is ludicrous. But again, that's why we're so desperate to be playing Helldivers 2. Like, even as sort of dark and satirical their approach to it is, the idea is still that you're pulling together for something which is bigger than just you. And look at how people have flocked to that as an idea, as a topic. Freaking amazing. Hey Sean, I want to say profit margins dip with Corpo's Act, and it's on its will Corpo's Act, and it's more likely that cheaters will simply take over the public spaces, or even that cheats will become built into future AAA games. Yeah.
We're burning resources to stay in this.
It's when people do all of that stuff and then, like, it's good to be top in leaderboards, it's good to get good scores, it's good to do well at stuff. It's good to find something that you want to get better at. But when you treat it like it's your right then to talk down to other people like you've just cured cancer, I mean, shit. You need help.
Situation report. Russian forces have sector control. Advantage is theirs.
Why are these people not pushing onto this fucking objective? Fire. Sure, I understand and agree with what you're saying. The AAA market has been organised by the execs around psychologically manipulative skinner box money extractors. Yeah. By and large. So the most lauded gems of the past were largely passion B projects like classic Fallout, for example. Nowadays, games like that are mainly found in the indie scene instead. Yeah. And they'll never get the backing that they need. And it's like now everyone... And I just... I mean, I used to... This is what I did for a living, but it's just... Events like GDC, that's what I used to do, right? But I did do some of it for gaming, but I also did it for a whole ton of different industry sectors. Big industry sectors.
Sector Bravo has been secured.
So, somewhere at GDC, there will be a conference or a seminar, or one was held recently, right? Or there was a round table with the CEOs. And someone presented a paper where we've researched that the next big thing is going to be extraction shooters. They'll be be the biggest money earners because of these type of mechanics that we can implement. And this is what we can put into it. Right, the conversation isn't about making a good game. It's about how do we maximize the amount of money that we can get from this token gesture of a game. And
Good so far, troops.
they'll go away from that feeling like they've had a good conference. Not all of the discussions will be like that, but that's where those discussions are held. And that's where those big sort of... It's like... If it's good, I'll play it.
Enemy down!
Who in their right mind woke up one day and said, I need an extraction shooter?
I'm reloading!
Like, that's the only game we're going to be getting, game type we're going to be getting for the next however long. It's the same thing we saw with Battle Royales. Battle Royales have been exhausted now. Damn. And there are some really good indie studios out there as well.
Need assistance!
That's exactly what I loathe the most about the big corpos, but do they ever realise that by the time they're reading it, their research is dated and they'll be late to the already saturated party? So you know what? It's a very real possibility that they would not have an inkling.
Resources at 50%. Sector Bravo is ours.
The number of people I've worked with and for, and you've genuinely looked at them and thought, how in the hell did you get responsible for so much power, responsibility, financial capital, all of it? And like in so many different fields as well. Oh, he survived. Oh, no, he didn't. And they get incentivized to just make money. That's usually what the top layer of management is there for. They sit above the people that drive the direction and design and concept and quality of product X, whatever it is. You know, it's very, very obvious to anybody with their right mind that can see that Frostbite is a bloody difficult, tricky engine to work with. It's either that or the fact that it takes so long for them to produce 1.5 maps is ridiculous. So which one is it? So just be honest about it. Alright? Maybe you could move things along further that way, but you would definitely gain a lot better trust and engagement with the community, right? So, yeah, the big draw of Helldivers 2 is a squad play, pure and simple. It's probably better to drop with friends than randoms, honestly. Yeah.
Defend here!
Watching your progress.
Fucking hell.
Leave me! It's not safe!
Ugh, that was horrible. Ugh. shot around the corner then. So in fact, that's the root of my problem with the Sato. I don't want anything taking me out of that mindset even for an instant. Yeah. Well, like there's a show that I love, right? But I find it very difficult to watch, and especially the last 5 months, I can't even bring myself to really even think about watching it. But it's Black Mirror, which is fantastic. It's a really good dark, high concept show which just meets so many difficult topics head on, but it's too close to reality. That's why it's like The Office. The reason I didn't like watching The Office so much is many people would think it's because it was too close to home. I knew too many people in situations like that where it was so ridiculously stupid.
Hostiles in Sector Delta. If we don't stop them, they'll take every sector.
Let's blow this back.
Don't let them take that objective!
Stay alert.
Clear that objective!
Good luck, Swamp Eater. One of our objectives is under attack.
Quite often, just in general, on just about every topic you can imagine, I feel like the crazy uncle that will never shut up bitching and moaning, and I kind of hate that about myself. At the same time, if enough people actually made noise in the right places, in the right times, in the right way, surely we'd find better ways of doing things in general faster, right?
Marking hostile hero, 200 meters.
I can get this. Damn. That's the real problem with satire. It's too easy to mess up in so many ways and is mostly useful for mocking fools to the face without being recognized. Yeah. Plus, it's easy to do when things are predominantly good.
We are hitting Delta 1.
Jesus Christ.
final wave. Russians are short-handed. Delta is now
Yeah. This is just about
every sector. Do not
people complaining that the map was one-sided. I think it's largely because people are just still learning the map.
Friendly down! I'm here to help.
Oh, no, no.
One of us is down!
Please stop shooting me for 2 seconds. I'd be appreciative. Nope.
They're falling back. Good work, Notepats. You've won allies back home.
It's an in-group lever of socio-political degradation with only a side effect of out-group humor, in other words. Yeah. We did things. We won it again. We did the thing. There are people out in the world right now that are trying to convince you that everything is based on your race, your religion, your gender, your sexuality, your fucking everything they can think of. And the truth of it is, like, it has nothing to do with any of that, because none of those things are actually important. That's the whole point, right? It's like, are you capable of treating other people with dignity and respect and decency? Because if you are, then
Falk reporting.
we're going to get along great. And if you're not, we're not going to get along great. That's simple. But we are on a path where people are determined to learn things the hard ways in every way, shape, or form. Anyhow, not bad. Definitely not great. Definitely not good. Okay. I'm kind of like, I was expecting more of a step change in the way the weapons felt and everything. Like, when you look at COD and you look at the finals and Hell Let Loose, the way the weapons feel in those games is just, they feel like they have weight and presence, and you actually have to apply some skill and knowledge to use them, right? But you don't in this game, by and large. They feel weightless and soft and floaty and slightly disconnected from the input. Just very odd. So didn't quite hit the nail on the head with that one. But the other truth of it is, with this game right now, is that there's really, it's like small incremental improvements, but steps back in others. It's very weird. Like, they've got so much work to do with the next Battlefield still, and I'm just not really seeing any indication that they're learning the lessons they need to learn from this right now, but still. Right. I do want to like Helldivers 2, though. It'd be weird to have a perspective loadout profile for a game I don't even own at the moment otherwise. And the Wii is universal. Such people will have or cause trouble wherever they go. Yeah. Heard rumors that the next Battlefield is supposed to be a safe sequel to Battlefield 4 and very much in the same vein, supposedly. That would be the right way to go. That would be the right way to go. But to be honest, they need to be working on it, talking about it, and communicating it all now on a much bigger level than they have been in the past. And it's not that I think groupthink is the best way to do anything necessarily, but if they want to stand a real chance, they need to understand what it is they got wrong about this game in particular, and they need to acknowledge that they did get it wrong openly. It's fine as is. It's paper thin, but it's fine. I could probably play some more of this at some point in the future and not want to tear my hair out. At least it's set in the right time period for a direct sequel. The alternative is they make another alternate timeline, which wouldn't make much sense to me, but with AAA gaming, who knows? They could just make Battlefield 4 sequel and say this is the real sequel, and just say 2042 is an anomaly in a parallel universe. They could do that. And as long as the game's good, no one's going to care. As long as it looks right, feels right, no one's going to care. Anyhow. Right. Tentatively at the moment, unless I can think of anything otherwise, we are teed up for Control tomorrow. Running Riot in the finals on Friday. And then if we get a session together on Saturday, it will be Hell Let Loose. I think that could be a realistic way of doing it this weekend. And then we'll see how we go with this. Obviously, we got Stadium coming up at some point, so we'll check that out. The new weapons to check out as well, I guess, for this, but I'm not crazy fussed about it, being honest. But anyway, we will be back tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your days. Let me know game-wise if there's anything in particular you want to see. Then otherwise we'll be going for a full send for the rest of the weekend. That would be good. Thanks everybody for stopping by today, chilling and chatting and hanging as always. We covered a lot of ground topic-wise today, which is really cool. We also broke the myth on that map being unwinnable from the west side. We did it twice then, so that'd be good. Miss Charlotte, I would absolutely love if they did that. It was nice to see Battlefield 2042 on this channel again, but it does seem to be just more polished than before, which isn't saying much, I'm afraid. Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing really to sink your teeth into. So, like right now, I mean, they're having game crashes on Xbox, so we've been lucky today. But that map, that new map, people have been crashing out halfway on a regular basis. So we got lucky. And then 2 of the new weapons, when you spawn in with them, they just don't appear. They're just not there. And it's that kind of thing where you're like, you just can't afford to make those kind of mistakes now anymore. And it's like little things. Like the maps things, stop. Even if you didn't meant it innocently, stop trying to sound, or stop sounding like you're overselling your game. Right? If it's one map, say it's one new map. Don't say maps. Right? If they're not coming out at launch, say so nice and early. Weird. It's just weird. Anyway, right, we're wrapping up. Thank you, folks. We will be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay frosty. Be good to each other.